A very good morning, dear students, and a warm welcome to the inside the atom. So let us proceed with the last parts of the lesson, that is isotopes and the nuclear reactor. So today we are going to study about what are isotopes. Okay, so let us begin with this topic. Now you know that atomic number is the fundamental property of any element and its chemical identity. Okay, some elements in nature there exist different atoms of the same element with the same atomic number but different atomic mass number. Now what does this mean? Now what are isotopes? Now isotopes are nothing but those elements. Okay, so sometimes a single element have more than more than one isotope. Now what is that isotope? Isotope is nothing but the atomic number of these elements remain the same but the atomic mass number is different. And if such elements are existing, so these elements in nature are called as isotopes. So therefore in nature there exist different atoms of the same element with the same atomic number but different atomic mass number. Now here you can see the example of carbon. So atoms of the same element having different mass number are called as isotopes, and they are represented with the atomic mass numbers different. Okay, now carbon also has three isotopes, that is, one is carbon 12, second is carbon 13 and carbon 14. Now what does this mean? So that means here the atomic mass number, if you see, is 12, 13 and 14. So isotopes have the same number of protons but the different number of neutrons. Now you know that atomic mass number is nothing but the sum of protons and neutrons, and atomic number is the number of protons. So number of protons are same, therefore atomic number is also same. Now what differs here? It is the number of neutrons, and since the number of neutrons are differing, therefore there is difference in the atomic mass number. So it's not because of the proton, it's because of the neutron. So isotopes have the same number of protons and therefore atomic number is same, but different number of neutrons. Therefore protons plus neutrons is atomic mass, and since neutrons are different, atomic mass number is also different. Okay, so these atoms of the same element have same atomic number but different atomic mass number. Now let us see certain examples here. Okay, so different number of proton number is 6 in the case of carbon, whereas the neutron number is different. In carbon 12 it is number of neutrons is 6 because 6 plus 6 is 12. Isotope carbon 13, a number of neutrons is 7 and therefore 6 plus 7 is 13, whereas carbon 14 has 8 neutrons and therefore 8 plus 6 becomes 14. Let us take another example. Hydrogen also has 3 isotopes. One is hydrogen, second is deuterium and third is tritium. And in the case of hydrogen, the atomic number is same, that is 1 if you see, whereas atomic number is different, that is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now hydrogen is deuterium and tritium it is called as. So hydrogen has 1 proton, okay, and no neutron. Okay, there is no neutron in the case of hydrogen. So before also I have mentioned to you, there is only one element which does not have neutron, and that is hydrogen, whereas all other elements have the presence of neutron. In the case of hydrogen also there is no neutron, it has only one proton. Okay, therefore its atomic number is 1 as well as its atomic mass number is also 1, because 1 plus 0 is 1. So hydrogen has no neutron, it has only one proton. So hydrogen is the first atom. Second isotope of hydrogen is deuterium, in which there is one neutron and one proton. Okay, whereas in the case of tritium, one proton is there and 2 neutrons are there. Therefore atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, atomic mass number of deuterium is 2 and that of tritium is 3. Therefore we write H1 1, H1 2 and H1 3. Okay, hydrogen, deuterium, tritium. Okay, this is regarding the isotopes of hydrogen. Now, let us understand what is meant by heavy water. Have you heard of heavy water any time? Now, what is this heavy water? So, heavy water is mostly used in the nuclear reactor. You are going to study this, in the nuclear fission topic. So, that time I will use this word called as heavy water, which is used as the moderator. So, let us understand what is that heavy water. So, heavy water is nothing but highly enriched water that consists of or contains mostly deuterium oxide. That means it is the deuterium isotope oxide. First isotope, that is the deuterium oxide, and that is D2O. This is one. Second, it can also hydrogen deuterium oxide, that is HDO, and third one is hydrogen oxide, that is also called as the water molecules in smaller quantity. So it is enriched, mostly consist of all these three things, mostly deuterium oxide, that is D2O, hydrogen deuterium oxide, and hydrogen oxide are also called as water, which is present. All these three things are present in the heavy water, and which is used as a moderator, which are going to study now only in the nuclear fission part. So now let us take another example, that is of the chlorine. Okay, so chlorine also has two isotopes. So let us see now about the chlorine. Okay, so you have understood about the heavy water, right? Let us now see. Water is used as a neutron moderator in some nuclear reactors. Now let us take example of chlorine here. So another element which has isotope is the element chlorine. So chlorine has 35, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37 are the two isotopes of chlorine. Now in the case of chlorine 35, the number of protons are 17, both cases number of protons are 17, whereas the chlorine 35 the number of neutrons is 18, and that of chlorine 37 number of neutrons is equal to 20. Therefore the total becomes 35 in the case of 18 plus 17 becomes 35, and 20 plus 17 becomes 37. That is why the chlorine has two isotopes. Now let us see whether these isotopes have certain uses or not. Yes, of course, there are uses of isotopes. Now certain isotopes of some elements are radioactive in nature. That means, what is radioactive? Radioactive is nothing but they release radiations. Now there are different types of radiations like alpha radiations, beta radiations and gamma radiations. So these radiations are sent by radiations are given out by these radioactive isotopes. So mostly isotopes are radioactive in nature. So here you can see the different types of isotopes. That is, one is uranium 235, cobalt 60, iodine 131, sodium 24 and carbon 14. Okay, so all these isotopes are radioactive in nature. Now let us see what are their uses. Okay, so they are used in industry, used in the medicine, agriculture and even in the research. Now first one, let us take an example of the first one. Uranium 235 is used as a nuclear fuel. Fuel mostly gives out energy, correct? So uranium 235 is also used as a fuel in the nuclear fission, and which is also used in the generation of electricity. So that I will discuss now after this. Okay, whereas radioactive isotope of cobalt, which is cobalt 60, is used in medical treatment of the cancer. So remember students, whoever has cancer, you might have heard that they are given radiotherapy, and that radiotherapy is nothing but the use of cobalt 60. Okay, so you can see how it is given, radiations are given. Okay, then you might have seen people having lump over here. Okay, that is called as a goiter. Okay, now how this goiter can be treated? It can be treated by the use of a radioactive isotope called as iodine 131. Now this goiter is a disease of a thyroid gland. Then radioactive isotope like sodium 24 are used for the detection of cracks or leakages in underground pipes, if you want to find out. Okay, some radioactive isotopes are also used in the preservation of food. You might have studied this in standard 5. There are certain potatoes or tomatoes, because they are perishable items, and that is why they have to be kept for a longer time. Why they get perished? It's because they are attacked by bacteria and other microorganisms. So as to avoid to kill this microorganism, certain radiation, certain isotopes are used to kill. So mostly it is the radiation which is given is gamma radiation. So gamma radiations are highly penetrating radiations which are given by certain isotopes. So these isotopes are therefore killing the gamma after giving the gamma radiations to the food material, which are mostly perishable food items. They are being preserved by certain isotopes, radioisotopes, for food preservation. Now last one is preserve food by destroying certain microbes, and therefore they remain for a longer time. Whereas radioactive isotope, that is carbon 14, is also used for determining the age of the archaeological objects. Now what are these archaeological objects? Is nothing but the fossils. Now if you want to find out the exact time period of when was the fossil, okay, how the scientists came to know about dinosaurs, that they lived so many years back, it's because of the carbon dating method, which you're going to study in standard 10th. Now right now it's not necessary for you, so you just remember that carbon 14 is used for carbon dating method, and just to find out the age of the fossils, that means how many years it was there. So this is regarding the uses of the isotopes. Now let us continue with the next part of the lesson, that is how in the nuclear reactor, a nuclear fuel called as uranium-235 is used for production of the energy, and this energy, how it has been used to harness the electricity, how it can be produced. So let us continue with nuclear fission now. Okay, now let us see how a nuclear fission takes place and what are these nuclear reactors. Okay, now nuclear reactor is a machine that generates electricity on a large scale by the use of atomic energy. You can see a nuclear power plant like this, which you're going to study in detail in standard 10, how this nuclear power plant is generating electricity. So for this, what is used here, the uranium-235, which is a radioactive isotope you have just now learned, is used as a nuclear fuel in the nuclear power plants. So how is this happening here? Now how this is releasing the energy? Okay, now let us understand the nuclear reaction with the example of a nuclear fuel, that is uranium-235. Now on bombardment with the slow speed of neutrons, the nucleus of the isotope uranium-235 undergoes nuclear fission to form nuclei of two different elements, krypton-92 and barium-141, and also give out 2 to 3 neutrons. Now what does this mean? Now if you take uranium, you should not take, it is done in the nuclear reactors by the experts. Now what is done here, a nuclear fuel called as uranium-235 is used. Now suppose uranium-235 is bombarded with a neutron, slow speed of neutron, taking any neutron, okay, if it is bombarded, and what happens is that uranium-235, okay, it is absorbing these neutrons. They cannot absorb protons, they can absorb neutron, a radioactive isotope called as uranium. So when it absorbs this neutron, so 235 becomes 236. Okay, 235, atomic mass number is 235, it becomes 236. Now since 236 is unstable, okay, it is unstable in nature, and since it is unstable in nature, it splits into two. That is also called as fission. Okay, it is also called as fission, that is splitting into two, and it splits into two different elements called as, one is krypton-92 and second one is barium-131. Now if you add these two, the numbers, that is 131 and 92, you are getting a total of 233. Now you know that uranium-236 was the from uranium-235, when it was bombarded with a neutron, it becomes uranium-236. So now 92 plus 141, sorry, it becomes 233 total. That means 3 more are remaining, correct, and these 3 more are nothing but given out in the form of neutrons, either 2 neutrons or in the form of 3 neutrons. Once these 3 neutrons are formed again, these are going again and bombarding another uranium atoms, and the speed is also reduced. Okay, so this and this reaction goes on continuing, that is the neutrons go on bombarding the other uranium atom, and then uranium atom goes on splitting like this. Fine. So this way, it goes on in the form of a chain, and therefore it is also called as the chain reaction. You can see here there is a reaction taking place which is in the form of a chain, and it will go on, each of these one neutron will bombard one uranium atom, and again three neutrons will be formed, whereas the second one again it will form, you can see, and it will go on proceeding. So it needs to be controlled, otherwise what will happen, a large amount of energy will be evolved, and because of this there might be even an explosion, right? So this nuclear chain reaction has to be kept in control. Okay, so it will continue, the chain reaction is kept under control to prevent the explosion. Okay, otherwise what will happen, it will have an effect on those people who are working there. So chain reaction of nuclear fission has to be controlled so as to prevent a probable explosion. It is so, to control this chain reaction in the nuclear reactor, it is necessary to decrease the speed as well as the number of neutron. That means the speed of the neutron has to be reduced, as well as second thing is the number of neutrons also has to be reduced. So when we are decreasing the speed of the neutrons, it is also called as by the use of the moderator. And you have already learnt earlier how heavy water is used as a moderator. So here also heavy water is used, graphite or heavy water is used as the moderator, whereas the number of neutrons can be absorbed by the rods of boron and cadmium. You can see here heavy water, graphite, moderator, control rods are there, which is decreasing the speed of the neutrons. So once the speed is reduced, they will not bombard more this uranium atoms. Fine. Then second thing is, absorption of the neutron. That means whatever number of neutrons, because so many neutrons will be, bombarding now because the chain reaction. So these neutrons have to be, one, that is speed is controlled. Second is they need to be absorbed, and that is absorbed by rods of boron or cadmium used as the controller. So they are also called as controller. Now the heat which is produced in this fission reaction is used to generate steam. Now here water is used as a coolant because lot of heat energy is generated, and to make the nuclear reactor cool, water is used as a coolant. And if suppose water is used, if you just take now tawa, hot tawa, if you take after frying chapati or maybe making a bhakari, if you just splash water in that, you will see lot of steam is evaporating. Correct? The same thing over here. When water is used as a coolant for cooling this nuclear reactor, lot of steam is generated. That steam is with so much of pressure that it can even run the turbine. Okay, once the turbine is rotated, it is connected to the generator, and then generator will generate electricity. So this is how in a nuclear power plant electricity is generated. Fine. So now let us see a little further. In India there are around 22 nuclear reactors that are functioning. Okay, and the first one was the Apsara Bhabha Atomic Center in Mumbai was the first nuclear reactor which became functional, became critical on 4th of August 1956, and there are large reserves of the element called as thorium-232 in India. Okay, and this can be used to bombard. Therefore Indian scientists have developed a future plan for nuclear reactors based on production of uranium-233 from thorium-232. So this is how certain isotopes like uranium-235 is used as a nuclear fuel for generation of the heat energy which is used to make electricity. Okay, so with this the lesson is over. I hope so you have understood the lesson. Try to find out the question answers. Okay, certain answers I am going to give, but you need to try to solve certain problems which are given there, and I will give you the answers little later on. Okay students, so till we meet again, Thank you and bye. I hope so you have understood. So please do comment on if you have not understood any part. Write to me in the comment. I will tell you about it on the phone call or maybe through SMS. Fine. So thank you, dear students.